Welcome, and
Welcome, everyone.
to the DNA Sportscast. I'm Aiden, and he's Daniel, and we're gonna take a look at some of the games that have been played in the last week, and then preview some others. We've got big games such as the United Derby, the North London Derby,
United Derby. Manchester Derby?
yeah, Manchester Derby.
United Derby, West Ham United or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is
Listen,
our
yeah,
derby, though.
yeah,
Let's be honest.
It's the
Anyway.
Manchester City versus Manchester United. Come on, and then we'll preview some big games. We've got United playing Arsenal. We've got
We've also Liverpool Chelsea.
yeah,
Be
yeah,
interesting
big mid-table
matchup.
clash. We will start off with the big one, Manchester Derby. I'm sure you've got a lot to say, a lot of praise for the boys.
Oh mate, honestly, it feels like a while ago now since we've played, but we capitalized on a weaker City for sure, but
Offside.
But the last, hang on a second, let me explain. So the first half was a bit boring, as we all know. Second half, City came out firing. But yeah, City or us didn't play 90 minutes, but that sort of worked in our favour because at the end of the day, we're City control the ball, no stress at all. We'll do what we do usually, and you saw what happened. You saw the counter attacks, and you saw our running, and you saw a beautifully set bit of play and an easy running through on goal for Bruno Fernandes. So with no one in the way. So it was a really good first goal there, opening goal that for United. That took us to 1-1, and then inevitably we won the game. So I think we were the most dangerous in the last 20. Stop with that face. I've looked at you 3 different times. I'm like, why is this? I know. All right, let's the elephant in the room. Look.
Offside.
United me says it's onside. Reasonable me says it's offside. Obviously,
Look,
I'll take whatever. As a United supporter, I'm going to take whatever, especially against Man City. There have been decisions that's been against us. I think we got a bit of justice this morning with a penalty shout against Palace, and it wasn't awarded to us, and it probably should have because McTominay was definitely brought down.
Yeah.
Or there was contact there. Went across his body. He went down. No foul. Fair enough. Whatever. Okay, not fair enough, but. At the end of the day, I'd rather take points from City than Palace anyway. I know City probably did they put away Palace this season already? I'm not too sure. But look, at the end of the day, great performance from the boys. Mattered when it mattered most, but like I said, those games where we've scored 3 goals previously, I was wondering what it would be like against tougher opposition, and City was tough opposition. Don't get me wrong, but they weren't their best. So for us to just skin out of that game with 3 points, it wasn't skimming. At the end of the day, like I said, we're happy to sort of hold off a bit, but let's see if City in top form with Haaland having ease in a game. Let's say a centre back's having a bad game. Let's hope we can hold shit down.
Yeah. Well, look, I have absolutely no problem with United winning that game. I think you played better. I think you played well. I think you deserved the win. But it was 120% offside.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Offside.
I don't get how these initially the linesman called it as well.
And then he goes, hang on a second. Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, a bit of common sense has to come into it. If you have to picture if Rashford's not there, how does it change? I think Akanji gets to the ball. I think even Walker diverts his run. The keeper's set up different.
Exactly. I even saw Edison at the end. Like I've watched it so many times, and I've watched every single player. And I think Edison's the one that's probably done the hardest in that because he's anticipating a shot from a right-footed player to go on his left side. Even though I think Bruno already finished on that side, but it was a different sort of hit of the ball and. I feel bad for Edison, but I don't because he always seems to get egg on his face at Old Trafford. He always does something stupid, or he always he witnesses something silly of his defense or something like that.
Like I said, I don't have a problem with you winning. I think the win was deserved, but because now you're so close to City. I think you're level on points with City now after the draw this morning. I believe you're level on points, so that puts you in the title race as well. I'll admit you're in the title race as well because I know Arsenal's like pretty far ahead, but we're not even halfway through the season yet. Remember that.
Sorry,
I think we're about halfway through now, but it's going to be crazy because at the end of the season, if you win the league by 1 point over Arsenal or something,
Yeah.
or 1 point over City, things are going to kick off. Like, you shouldn't have had those 2 points. Look at this call. But I don't know. I think stuff like that can be title deciding.
You know, there was that that clearance from, was it Van Dijk against City? I don't know, at Anfield, and they were like a mil away. No, I don't even think it was against. I forgot who was it against, but I think it was City. Yeah, because it would have been a 6-pointer game. Yeah, it was literally a matter of mils. You know, a goal, and you know that goal ultimately changed the destiny of the league position of either Liverpool or City. Oh, fuck, I'm trying to remember which season it was. Whether it was the one where City just had a crazy run home and Liverpool was just trying to chase. I think it was that one.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a City player that cleared it off the line potentially. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, all I'm saying is matter of margins. Seasons, man. Sometimes, that's why you got to take the opportunities that are given to you.
Yeah, if anyone wins this league by 1 point, there are always gonna be people bringing up this, that, the other. I just hate it when it's errors by the officials, errors by the umpires, by the linesmen. That's what pains me because they're deciding it, you know, and they're like, I know it's always gonna happen, but it can be painful for some fans. Like if you're on the receiving end of that, you're going to be complaining.
Of course, it's hard, but what these fans have to realize too is that every single position in the Premier League is determined by errors of the refs anyway.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it builds. The errors of refs contribute to that, and every single club is a victim of it. It's not just us that gets the benefit of the doubt. It's every single club gets the benefit of the doubt one time or another in a season, where it could ultimately mean that you go up or down a place, you know, at the end of the season. So, I understand. I know it was a bit shot. It was a shoddy way of winning the game, but we deserved it with the pressure we're putting on. I think our attacking throw was a lot better than City's towards the end. Even though City had a glimpse, I think they probably had a fair. I probably had about the same amount of time in terms of attacking threat going forward as us. We were very how do you put it? What was it? We left it till the end. Is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, the other goal, Garnacho to Rashford, great goal.
So Mark Goldbridge, he's one of the big United supporter, and I've seen him. And I had the same reaction as him when Rashford scored. I'm like, I didn't even get up. I was watching. I'm like, offside. I'm like, because we just went through all that ordeal. I'm like, is that offside? Okay. And I'm like, hang on, Garnacho, like, bro, he inverted.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Oh my God, he inverted him big time. He really made him look like shit. That's what I meant before by Ake struggling at the moment. Garnacho made him look very bad. Yeah. Very bad.
That's exactly what I thought as well. At first, it looks offside, and then you realise Garnacho has actually pulled Ake across, and then Ake's played Rashford onside. But that's because the whole defence. Because Garnacho was just too quick for him.
Like you were saying about those sorts of players, they create space in behind. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because they push that line more towards the opposition goal for sure.
So what's meant to happen is when Ake follows Garnacho, the rest of the defensive line should be tracking Rashford.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But instead they're just too slow to react.
And then Garnacho gets the ball in. It's 90th. And it goes. It's like it's late on 9th minute. It was like 82nd minute or whatever. It's loud, you know, you're not hearing shit. You can't even hear the ref whistle sometimes. So it gets, the occasion definitely gets to everyone. It's the refs, like we've spoken about, and the players. And man, Rashi, I'm just so happy for him because I just know that he's just such a fucking amazing individual, and to have, like, 100% hit him hard. The last year it's been tough for him. You can see it. It's like he's putting all his heart out there in terms of the streets of in England and whatever. But now he's like put a lot of effort into things around him. But now he's finally just like, okay, I just got to stick to what I'm doing right now. He's probably doing things in the background, but I think a lot more of his focus is back on his football, thankfully. He's getting what he deserves. And yeah, I think I've been going on and on about him being a one-footed player, but it's working for him. So you know what? Sure, he can be a better player, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing. And against City, like I said, guys, Martial will play like shit. Rashford will be shifted central. He'll score the winner, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So,
that's exactly what you said last week.
Literally what I said. That's exactly what happened. So, I said, Weghorst wouldn't play, and that's what would happen. And I'm just really happy, man. I'm really happy.
Yeah. I think he was on a 7-game goal streak.
He's on 10 at home.
10 at home, yeah.
10 at home.
The record is held by Vardy at 12. But that's like games consecutively, home or away. Yeah. And that run
Van Nistelrooy second, but anyway, continue.
Yeah. That run ended... no, wasn't it Van Persie?
No, Van Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But that run ended this morning against Palace. But the home run's still on.
Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, we had a shocking away record. We had a shocking away record before we started getting some games together. It was topped off by, I think it was the Brentford 4-0. And then from there we were like, nah, this is enough. We've had enough. So so let's see what happens with United now. See what we get out of that game. I think we should get. Look, at the end of the day, we didn't do particularly well against Palace. What I saw, we were too comfortable with the lead, and it just reminded me of those Jose times, man. Well, not Jose times. Jose times. Obviously not playing as defensively, but more like Ole times where we were just happy with these really, cheap leads. And that's what it looked like we were okay with settling. And I think that's what Eric's his message is going to be. Do not settle. Do not settle. You've got to you run through everyone. I don't care who's in front of you. At the end of the day, I don't care where they are on the table or whether you think you've done the job. At the end of the day, it was a free kick, it was an amazing
wonder goal at least.
Amazing goal, and you can't do anything about it. And like you pointed out, Ten Hag was just like, oh well, what can you do? But you can do something about it. You should be scoring more than one goal in a game.
You should have been 2 goals up.
Should have been 2 goals up. So
should be pushing harder. It's similar. I sort of related it to when we played Palace. So Chelsea beat Palace 1-0. We didn't necessarily play well. I think you played better than we did, but we got the win because we held them out. But
yes,
a wonder goal, like Elise's free kick, that could have happened, and that's just the way it goes. We weren't good enough to put two goals through.
Yeah,
you played well enough to probably have at least got 2 goals. You probably should have had a penalty as well. That was definitely a penalty. Yeah. But regardless, that's wonder goals like that happen. That's why you need the 2. That's why you need to put teams away by scoring a second. Stuff like that, wonder goals like that you allow it, and then you still get the win.
Don't put your destiny in another, teams or an official's hands. You know what I mean? Just do what you need to do. Don't play just play the whistle. Just do what you need. Like I said, I think that's what he's trying to get them to do. Just change your attitudes, because 100% our players were very reactive sort of players. Not just in terms of how they played, their emotion, their personalities, everything. They were just very reactive. They never really wanted to take charge, and now this team does, which is great, because you got the likes of Casemiro. We've got a great core now, Casemiro, Varane. Fuck, man, if only Ronaldo stayed, man, seriously. But look, that's another thing. But I just feel like we've just got a really strong core, and I think. Yeah, we're definitely against Palace. Yeah, it was a bit of a hiccup. Casemiro will be out for the Arsenal game, but I still think we can beat Arsenal. Just say that quietly. We'll talk about that game soon.
We'll talk about that soon. Anyways,
let's go on with it. The other featured game.
Another big derby. We've got the North London derby.
Yeah, Spurs Arsenal.
Yeah. I really thought Spurs was going to do something, but long day. Long day for them. Long day for Lloris.
The occasion.
Howler.
The occasion just didn't do anything for him. I don't know. I'm worried. I'd be worried if I was a Tottenham supporter.
Yeah,
I'd be really worried.
You want them to be inspired. And, all right, we've got Arsenal. It's a big derby. It's a big day for the fans. But it just seems like for Tottenham, the occasion wasn't. It wasn't
enough for them. It wasn't enough for them.
Who needs to motivate them? Conte, is he not doing enough?
He's supposed to be. You're right, but he's such a volatile character. You just don't know. You don't know what you need.
You shouldn't need your manager to get you amped up for this game. You know what this game means.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
But yeah, anyway, Lloris had an absolute howler. That was bad. This man needs to be dropped, sold. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not, and because it's not just that he's been a bit off lately. He's past it. I think he's been great in the past. World Cup winner. You know, he's been at Tottenham his whole career, but he's still got a trophy somehow. But yeah, now it's time. I think it's time to go. Lloris, time to go, brother. No promotion for you, mate.
I love that.
Time to go. Replacement. Is it Levinkovic?
Milinkovic Savic?
No. Goalkeeper, brother.
I'm sorry.
Croatian goalkeeper.
I heard Ivic. I love that guy so much, but no, goalkeeper. What about him?
I reckon he'll be a good replacement.
I know what you're talking about.
You know?
I don't know. Who is it?
Croatia's goalkeeper from the World Cup.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah, no. I remember seeing him with Modric talking shit, but Modric was telling him, like, don't worry about making mistakes, and, like, you know, and it ultimately made him play better, I feel. I remember, like, there was a game, it was like their first game. I think Croatia were a bit, how you going? And, yeah, the keeper obviously fell a little out of sorts, and Luka came through and told him what to do, and, you know, they did pretty well. So, yeah, 100%, I think Tottenham should go for somebody like that. Someone who's like I was talking about with us. I think somebody with a strong personality, someone who's going to actually, I mean, Hugo Lloris the fucking captain, you know what I mean? So, like, or was, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'll give it to Kane.
Whoever it is, right?
Give it to Kane.
But Laurie's been a great servant for Tottenham. It's not just him. It's not just him creating issues, of course. But that wasn't a great. That was a low light of his. But let's see if he comes back against. Well, they're playing next week. They're playing Fulham.
Well, they've got Spurs first. I mean, City. They've got City first. Sorry, but anyways, Lloris, I think they could just drop him now. The backup keeper, I believe, is Fraser Forster.
Oh yeah, he's not too bad.
They could just, I'd just chuck him in if I was them, to be honest.
Nah, dude, it's one mistake. I wouldn't.
No, it's not one mistake. He's been average. I know for a while.
No, but I know, and the Howlers sort of capped it. But I think just give it time. Just give it a bit.
Well, I do think they're due a keeper soon.
They 100% due other players. They're not just due. I think they're due a center attacking midfielder, winger, whatever the fuck they need.
Something
because
creative.
At the end of the day, obviously, not many of them are making the cut. You've got Hill starting over like Lucas Moura. Ali just got turned out to bloody Besiktas, and Besiktas is playing for.
I believe so. Yeah. I think he's there, but I don't know.
One of the Turkish clubs.
Yeah.
They wanted to cut his loan deal short.
Yeah.
Because anyway, so it's
he just doesn't care anymore.
Tottenham's a basket case. I feel you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Dele Alli he's done. He's he doesn't care anymore. Remember we were talking about him.
His money. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, we were talking about him. Was it? I think when Gerrard retired, he told Liverpool, he's like, get Dele Alli as my replacement.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah.
Like that, and he started off. Remember the flick over, and then volley against Palace. Oh mate.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
But yeah, I don't know. Tottenham's a mess. You know who's been stinking up the gaff at Tottenham?
Who?
Heung-min Son.
Yeah,
this season,
bro, he's been real stinking. He's a shower, bro.
Forgot how to dribble that boy.
Cars, I don't know I don't know, man. World Cup, I think, didn't help either.
Nah,
I don't think at all. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's just do you know what it reminds me of, bro? It reminds me of Rashford last season. I think he had a killer season. Wanted to rest, hasn't rested enough, and now he's a bit cooked, and he hasn't prepared. He doesn't prepare properly for games, and I don't know. I'm not sleeping. I'm not next to him at night, so I don't know what he's doing. But I know for certain he's not doing the same things as last season.
But
so,
you know what's nuts? Without Kane, they're not a top 6 side anymore.
yeah, you can't count
the
on
only
that.
thing
No.
the only reason you call them a top 6 side now is because they've got quality of Kane.
It's Kane and Son. It's Kane and Son. That's it.
Lloris maybe a couple of years ago, not anymore.
Kane,
they had they had the Eriksen, they had
not
Bale, but they just don't have those types of players anymore. It's just Kane. They're clinging on to Kane, and that's it.
You
know what they should have done was let him go to City, United, whoever, take 100+ million, reinvest it, but smartly, like they did with the Bale money. They sold Bale for, it was a record at the time. It was like 80-90 million, but that was the record at the time. Reinvested it in Eriksen,
Soldado, Lamella.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro! I love that era of Tottenham.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest. I was just like, after that, after the Bale sale, because you had an idea of what Tottenham was about. You're like, they're fucked here, and you're like, let's see how they reinvest it, and probably half of them were for the tip, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
After like a season or two, you realize, okay, they didn't really look into this too well. Soldado though, man, he left and he did really well though. I remember, but anyway, So that was an interesting era of Tottenham, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So okay, now let's go to the next featured game we got with Stinky Poo Liverpool versus Brighton.
Oof.
Now I watched this game.
We live in Australia and I can smell it from here.
My God, what is going on in Merseyside? Cuz Jesus, fuck. Wow.
Long day, boys. I did watch that game as well. They got run off the park.
My God.
The midfield all over the place.
Worst game I've seen Liverpool ever.
The midfield all over the place. The defense all over the place. The attack couldn't do anything. It gives me hope because Chelsea's playing them next. But I don't know, man. It's rough.
I really want to look at this game just quick. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. But don't take anything away from Brighton because Brighton is actually very, very good.
No, actually, I am going to because you have Oxlade-Chamberlain starting. He's fucking shit. Shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't be playing.
Gakpo.
I was gonna say, can you tell me how well Gakpo went? Because I'd love to know. I would love to fucking know. Because you know what? I'm gonna read his stats out. Go. You play 90 minutes. You have 14 passes. 10 of them are accurate. 71%. Rate, right? You are centre forward, mind you, as well. You have 1 shot.
Is that
one shot?
Is that his fault or is that the team's fault?
Expected goals 0.08. 0.08. My grandmother could go on that field and have a better rate than that. I promise you. I'm not done. I'm seriously, I'm nowhere near done with this guy. And the 1 shot was blocked, by the way.
Yeah.
Had 25 touches, 100% successful dribbles. Wow. Hang on, it was 1 dribble. Accurate crosses, none out of 1. Tackles 1, no tackles at all, no defensive work, nothing. As a centre forward, getting smashed the whole game. You are not playing 1 tackle. Interesting. Ground duels 1, 4 out of 5, not bad. You'd expect that. You're a big lad, you're physical, so I don't know why you couldn't do the defending. Aerial duels, yeah, like I said, big lad, so great, well done. You fouled 3 times, but you did nothing with it, Liverpool, so well done. Good job, well done. But you swooped in.
Someone's salty that you didn't come to United.
You swooped in, though. You swooped in Liverpool, so well done. Good job. You happy now? Good, great.
Love it.
Well done.
I love it.
Good job. Well done. Let's start him in a Premier League game and let's see how Jurgen, very good managerial skills. You know what, man? I'm happy they're a mess. I saw the post game reaction from Jurgen. I felt a little bad for him because you could see like he can't do much with it, but fuck him. Seriously, fuck him. I don't care. Like I'm so salty. It's not even a joke. I know.
I can taste it from here, bro.
At the end of the day, he would have done a lot better with us, but he decided to. Honestly, I think maybe because of the position you want to play into, probably more of a central figure to Liverpool than what he would have been at United. So, yeah, 100% Liverpool, they needed him more. But yeah, no, that was a terrible performance from Liverpool. Terrible individual performance from Cody Gakpo in particular. And Oxlade-Chamberlain shouldn't play another Premier League game of his life ever again. Trent Alexander-Arnold doesn't know how to mark if his life depended on it. I could keep going if I'm honest, bro, but I won't. You take the floor.
Well, I'm going to take over and just give praise to Brighton. Because Solly March is playing out of his goddamn skin.
Wow. His first time, he scored 2 goals in a game too.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous. You know, you got Caicedo as well. Please, I'll take him. It's a lot of money, but I'll
He's
take
a good
him.
player.
I think, you know, Liverpool need him as well. That's the other team that was interested. But come Chelsea, brother. Come Chelsea.
Yeah,
Please.
he'll be a tasty acquisition for you guys for sure. I think he'll be amazing. But yeah, that run you've mentioned about him definitely showed against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
ran
you made their midfield look horrendous, bro.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
They literally,
terrible.
quite literally ran Liverpool off the park. Fabinho is playing like 10 years older than what he is. Bro's like 28 years old. He looks 35 and he's playing like he's 40.
So you've got hang on. Actually, just give me 1 second. I want to go through Salah stats as well. 90 minutes played, 80% accurate passes. That's 16 out of 20. 1 shot, 0.03, 0.05 less than Cody Gakpo. And this is their prolific goal scorer. You know what? This is just getting sad. I don't even want to say it. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt.
Devil's advocate, it's not the attack's fault. The midfield's not getting it to them.
Well, go back and get it.
Actually,
No.
Thiago.
Go. Yeah.
Thiago was playing as a 10. Bro's not a 10. Bro was playing up front, pretty much. That's like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
They didn't have a well-defined player going forward, man. I think that was their issue too. But that's how they play. You know, Bobby's out of sorts. You know, Bobby would have 100%. Bobby didn't. That's the reason why
he's
Bobby
injured.
played recently, and he played terribly. He played terribly. Is he injured though? Bobby?
He's injured now. Yeah.
Is he?
But
What happened to him?
I don't know. I don't know the injury, but I know he is injured. I know Liverpool started off the season a bit rough. Then Firmino came in and started scoring.
I reckon.
And then he dropped off again.
Fuck
So
it.
yeah,
Just
you got Nunes.
They used to do it with Aguero back in the day. I'm telling you now. Do you know he was injured 9-10 weeks at a time? Nah, mate. He was just playing like shit. They just dropped him. Anyway, continue.
It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. But yeah, I don't know. Liverpool's in the bin. Honestly, they need to. I think the first problem they need to address is the midfield, and then I think I want to say the defense, but Van Dijk is injured. I think Van Dijk's overrated, by the way, because I think their whole defense. I think Robertson's good. Kanate is very good. Matip and Gomez are a bit, on their day they're all right, but they're not. They're never going to be the main defender. Like the Van Dijk's been. Van Dijk's good, but he gets exposed when it's just him.
Nah, I don't know, man. Nah, I remember
He
plenty of times where Van Dijk's been in very dangerous situation. He's held his own.
Yeah.
Very
No,
well.
but Van Dijk's very good,
was...
but I think they had the whole, he's never been dribbled past this, that. That's
yeah,
why
exactly.
I say he's over. I think he's still good, but I think people thought he was a lot better than he actually is. But I think he's still very good.
Nah, I think he's just as good, honestly. I think he is. He's probably dropped off now because of the injury. And now he's going to just, I don't know. I feel bad for him because I think, he definitely,
I'll give him credit because he has had no protection from Fabinho or Henderson or Trent.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just been tough in front of him. It's just, it's been very laborious for him.
Yeah, no, I think the main problem is definitely the midfield. They're giving no protection to the back line. That's why Van Dijk starts to get exposed.
Yeah.
Why Trent starts to get exposed. They used to have all the possession, so Trent could just, whip his balls in. He could, put his passes in, put his shots in. That's when everyone was hyping him up so much. Now that he actually has to defend because they got less possession, he gets exposed.
Yeah. There was the Welbeck goal, which was like Berbatov-esque. It was unreal.
Yeah.
But you see in the build-up to the play, Trent's in the middle of the ground as the ball gets flung into the box to Welbeck, and Trent literally just stays in the middle. Like, just where he should have pushed back towards the far post, and gave some sort of protection in the box because there were two Brighton players at the far post and no one was there. And it was so obvious that Trent was supposed to be there and he wasn't. And if it wasn't for Welbeck with that amazing finish, he could have just tapped it off to two other players. So it wasn't just a great, amazing finish, touch, whatever you want to call it. But Liverpool just didn't help themselves.
No, they didn't.
Disarray. Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast enough, you'll know that I love to dig into Liverpool. But I would rather spend more time praising Brighton at the moment because they're actually ridiculously good. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
Their form of late this season, do you attribute that more to the new manager, De Zerbi, or how Potter set them up from the start?
You got to give credit to Potter in terms. Like, I remember, I think Marsh was saying after the game, he just wants us to be basically, strong, confident players and just be players one. That's it.
Yeah.
And he said, I love playing for him. So I think, you can definitely thank Potter for. I think. What's the Italian? What's the coach's name again?
De Zerbi.
De Zerbi. He's
De Zerbi, maybe.
De Zerbi. I'm not great with
like
names, but he's come in. He's recognised. Okay, there's a good foundation going. Struggled to score at the start, but I think that was just a confidence thing. And now that they're scoring. I think he's more of a man manager. It sounds like what I heard. So yeah, it's definitely it's like they play similarly. I feel they play very similarly. They sink their teeth in so well too, man. When there's I forgot which goal it was when they were pushing Liverpool back into their own box and Liverpool trying to play it out and then they just turned it over and it was like their midfielders just knew exactly the moment that Liverpool were going to give it away and they all just moved up. They all just pushed up, bro. And it was just like they just sink themselves into you so well. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Brighton has the most underrated management and just the way they run the club is so underrated. It's one of the best in the Premier League, the way they run that club. Because so here's what I've heard. So when Potter first became Brighton manager, they immediately identified De Zerbi as like
just in
next,
case.
just in case.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So from that long ago, because they found, all right, Potter's going to implement his way to play, and then if he has to leave for whatever reason, gets poached by another club, which is what happened, we've got De Zerbi back up because he plays so similarly the style of play that he can come in just like that.
That's unreal, man.
So that's why when Potter came to Chelsea, they had that.
So it was literally instantaneous.
They already had him scouted from so long ago.
It was instantaneous. They probably told him like, just wait for our knock. They'll be like, just wait for the knock at our door.
Yeah.
It's us. We'll reward you handsomely because at a time when they needed someone, they can afford to sort of give them a bit more. Because it's just a contingency plan at the end of the day,
And they do the same with the players as well. They've got, they had Basuma got poached by Tottenham, and then Caicedo's come through and been even better. They got their player of the season last year, Cucurella, gets poached by Chelsea. You wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't even tell you who's playing left back right now.
No,
but
at the end of the day, you're right.
I couldn't even tell you the difference.
You're right, man. You're right.
Now you've got Leandro Trossard looks like he's off to Tottenham maybe. So he stopped playing and bloody Matoma.
No, that's right. No, they bust up there.
Yeah.
With what's his name again? Coach?
Who? De Zerbi.
De Zerbi and Trossard not big fans of each other at all.
Trossard was a very important attacker, but now he's stopped playing, and you wouldn't be able to tell either because Matoma's come through and been amazing.
I think he said to him, probably said to him, I don't care what you've done before, prove yourself at training and I'll play you. And Trossard's like, get fucked. I shouldn't have to. At the end of the day, my form speaks for itself. I shouldn't have to. But obviously that's good. Obviously,
That's a good way to
the
manage.
values
Yeah.
of this manager is definitely is to prioritize hard work, not just form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like see who brings the best to your squad. And yeah, so that's what that indicates anyway. We'll see what happens with Trossard. Don't know why you want to go to Tottenham like the previous
I don't know.
mentioned.
I don't know where else he
As
goes.
you know,
Where else is he gonna start or compete to start?
and better than Brighton. I don't know, man. At the end of the day, if
Tottenham.
Liverpool didn't have Jota or some shit, I'd say go there.
Yeah, no. Liverpool, no.
Nah, you can't go there. You can't go.
I don't
you
think
guys at all.
Chelsea's
No
just
chance.
too many
No way.
injuries. Yeah.
Us, no chance. Newcastle maybe potentially. Maximum is injured all the time, so
too many
why not?
injuries, yeah, it's possible, but no, yeah, it looks like Spurs is the place to go because of Son being out of form.
I reckon Newcastle more than Spurs.
Newcastle's not a bad shout, you know.
I reckon I'm sorry. When I say that though, I mean like, what would I rather?
Yeah.
Whereas, if we're looking at this realistic point of view, yeah, it's probably going to be Tottenham because Newcastle, their group's really, really good at the moment. And if it ain't broke, why fix it, sort of thing, you know? But with with Tottenham, they're a bit of a basket case, so you've got to sort of you've got to evaluate that too.
Yeah. Well, in saying Brighton's got a backup for like whoever leaves. If Caicedo moves to Chelsea, keep an eye on who else comes up.
Yeah.
If you need a midfielder, just wait for whoever Brighton brings in next.
Yeah. Well, but at the end of the
Honestly.
day, that's what happens. I mean, like I think all those big destination clubs definitely would keep an eye out on all these sorts of clubs, like Ajax as well is very renowned for bringing up a lot of giving opportunity to younger players, developing them very quickly, and then offloading them. Obviously, most of the time they float, but some sink, like Donny, unfortunately, Ziyech a little bit. But yeah, with Brighton, I think they could potentially be that. I mean, Welbeck was transformed at Brighton. I think they knew how to play him perfectly, and I thought he was done after a bit. So yeah, after United, I thought he was done.
He's revived.
Yeah, and you just I think Brighton, they've always been, like you said, a good club, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah. Just a quick last game that I want to review quickly was Newcastle and Fulham.
Yes.
So Newcastle win 1-0, but a lot of controversy leading up to that. You remember what I'm talking about?
Go for it.
Penalty. Mitrovic's penalty, kicks it into his own foot.
Yeah, bro, he kicked
Gets
it twice.
disallowed.
He kicked it twice,
Double
bro.
kick, yeah. So it gets disallowed.
I found that a little, like, I get the rule, but it's just a little strange, man. How you can't do that, but then like everyone remembers the MSN penalty, like where like Messi literally just passes off to Suarez. Why can you do that, but you can't double touch it? It's just, I get it. There may be ways to sort of, there might open up avenues in terms of deceiving the keeper. I get that, but I don't know, man. If you shouldn't be able to pass it off from a spot kick if you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I see a way you can deceive the keeper by doing exactly what he did. Obviously, he didn't do it on purpose. His supporting foot kind of slipped a little bit, but yeah. So he kicked it. He went to go left, but because his foot slipped in front, he kicked it into his other foot, and then it went right, and the keeper dove to the left. So it's a very it's a tricky thing, that one.
Oh, so the keeper went the right way?
Yeah.
Shit.
True. Yeah,
So,
but there's a lot of
That's again another Malakia. I mean, silly rule where it's inconsistent. It's football at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
it's very what's it called? It's harsh.
Yeah.
But the game's the game. Newcastle went up the other end and scored, so
that's
It is
it.
what it
Well, look at the I thought Newcastle would get that done, but Fulham are pretty good. Like,
yeah, they are good.
I said about a month or so into this season, I think when one of our first episodes, I'm like, Fulham, I don't think they're going to get relegated. Usually they are, but now Now, no, I don't think. Obviously,
They're
Fulham are sitting
overperforming
pretty at
even
the
that,
moment. Yeah, sitting pretty. They could just lose every game from now on and still be safe, I reckon.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, yeah. Last game week, yeah, it was pretty interesting, very interesting. I got a lot wrong, man. Like at the end of the day, I thought it was gonna be like Chelsea, Fulham. I thought it was gonna be a draw, but you guys surprised us, right? It was 1-0, I believe. So, from there, yeah, it was a good game week, full of all sorts of surprises.
Yeah, it was. Definitely was. And it's made the title race all that much more
And yeah, exactly.
interesting.
Defined. Well, a lot more well defined now. I think
Yeah.
we know we've got a better idea who's going to finish, top four, who's going to finish mid-table, who's going to get. No. Relegation, no chance, because there's like literally
3 points in it, yeah.
or something between like 14th and relegation. So it's just, and last.
Ridiculous.
So, Frankie Lampard, don't know how you still have a job. First off, let's talk about that quick. I don't know
Well,
how
unpopular
you are still
opinion.
a manager. Makes no
Unpopular
sense.
opinion for you. Lampard is doing a better job at Everton than Klopp's doing at Liverpool this season.
Okay, I get that, but Lampard's lost 20 out of 30 games.
Last season. Oh wait, sorry. Since he took over.
20 out of 30. That is fucking shocking.
Yeah, I mean it's a shocking
I don't
team. They were
care
doing
about-
shocking beforehand as well.
Well, has Everton beaten City this season? Didn't Liverpool beat City at the start of the season?
Possibly, yeah.
You know, Liverpool started well. That's what we're forgetting. But it's just like I feel, nah.
Fair enough.
Nah.
But
Frankie Lampard. I know you love him. Right?
No, I can be unbiased here because the argument is that Klopp is so far underperforming what he should be doing with that Liverpool team, whereas Lampard at Everton, they're sort of where you'd expect.
They're a
like,
shit team. They are.
yeah, like they
fucking
were
bad.
shit beforehand, so you would expect them to be lower part of the table.
They're
Maybe not
they're not
quite
good,
as
man.
low as they are now, but
What?
still.
No chance. You have Southampton winning literally at the same time as you against who do they play?
Southampton beat Everton.
Sorry, not Southampton. There was another one in the relegation battle as well. But yeah, it was just like it's just funny how head to head these teams towards in the relegation battle are just like are just taking turns with it.
Yeah, gotcha.